One results go with Joe and Company. And today, I'm sure you've seen on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you are at, we are live for our very first episode of A Cup of Joe. You can see I've got my mug right here. It's got our team logo on the back. So I'm super excited about that. Our marketing department got these made for me. We got a great group of ladies over there. So I'm going to tell you guys how this works. We're going to be talking all things real estate, whether you're a buyer, seller, homeowner, vendor, however I can bring value to you, that's the goal. So we may have different guests on the show. We may have past clients on the show. I don't know where we're going to go with this, but I want you guys to comment any questions that you have. I want you to make any comments you have, give any topic suggestions, and we will do our best to answer those during the show. So let me tell this week what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some market conditions and kind of go over that. But first, I wanted to let you guys know if you want one of these cups of coffee, I can give one to you. Just let me know, comment below. Let me know if you want a cup of one of these coffee mugs, and I'll either get one sent to you or I may even hand deliver it to you. Just depends on where you're at. But would love to do that. So let's get into today what we're talking about. And again, that's going to be market conditions. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of buzz around the real estate market. And maybe it's just me hearing it because I'm in the real estate market every single day. But either way, it's something that I feel a lot of people are interested in. So I wanted to hit on some major topics of concern, anything like that, that I've been hearing over the last couple of weeks. So today, we're going to talk about, is now a good time to sell? Is now a good time to buy? And what you may expect in the market if you are looking to buy or sell. So when you're selling, interest rates are extremely low right now. I know you hear everybody saying that. But why would we be talking about interest rates if you're looking to sell your home? How does that affect you? And that's a great question. It's a question that I get all the time. Okay, well, the truth is when you're selling your home, the buyers for your home are going to be paying attention to interest rates because that's going to affect their affordability. It's going to affect their monthly payment. So it's a big topic that a lot of buyers are paying attention to. So that does affect you when you are selling your home. The other thing to pay attention to when you're selling right now is inventory is extremely low. So over the past couple of years since my time in real estate, we've been about 3.5 months of inventory. And that's the way that we track the month's supply of homes is what we call an absorption rate or absorption analysis. It's the way we track months of inventory on the market. Right now in the Metro Atlanta area, we're about 1.25 months of inventory, which is extremely, extremely low. It's crazy. So that typically means that right now, for every one home that comes on the market, you would typically see another 3 to 4 homes on the market, which is crazy to think about. So let's see what I got here. So something to keep in mind that I wanted to bring up is we have been seeing a slight uptick in interest rates over the last 7 to 10 days, I would say. And I think that's due to a little bit more confidence coming into the economy. I feel like we as a country are starting to rebound from COVID-19, which is a great sign. But with that confidence is coming that increase in interest rates. So something to pay attention to there, because the more confidence that's going to be happening in the market, the higher interest rates are going to get. So my suggestion to you, if you're looking to sell your home, is act fast, because we know where interest rates are at now. We don't know where they're going to go out in the future. But the other thing is that goes with inventory too. We know where inventory is at right now. We don't know where it's going to be at in the future, but we can make our predictions. So historically and statistically, springtime is when most people list their home for sale. And that's typically, in my opinion, because people like to list their home during the springtime, make that transition during the summertime, and mid-school year, maybe not have to make a transition for their kids mid-school year. So like to do that transition in the summertime. The other thing why I think you're going to see more houses come on the market this springtime is because a lot of people missed out on selling their home last year because of COVID-19. They didn't know what to expect. We as a country didn't know what to expect from COVID-19. It was brand new to our country. And a lot of people were hesitant to let strangers in their houses. We had several people that even took their homes off the market during that time because of the uncertainty. So I think you're going to see a lot of those people capitalize on the market this year. So you're going to see an influx of inventory. Again, that's my prediction, but that's where I see things going. Now, I want to talk about buying now. So we just talked about how great of a time it is to sell your home. We've seen tons of multiple offer situations. I listed a house yesterday in Stone Mountain, and I had a record number of showings. This might be a Georgia record, Billy. I don't know. But we had 154 showings on this property yesterday. And we were planning on giving it a couple days on the market, but I called the homeowners. I was like, guys, let's tap out. Like, we've got enough. We've got enough. And we were getting top dollar for their house, but it's absolutely insane. My phone didn't stop ringing all day long, emails, all day long. So it was absolutely crazy. Talked with them last night, and we were on the phone for probably about an hour last night, just discussing different offers back and forth and going through and really trying to determine which is the best offer. Because when you're going through, 50 offers, it's tough to figure out which exactly is going to be the best one. But back on track here, getting into buying, we're talking about how competitive it is when you are selling a house and how great it can be right now. So that must be, it's a terrible time to buy, right? And that's just not the case. And I'm going to tell you why. So yes, it is a great time to sell, but it's also a great time to buy. In fact, I'm under contract to buy a new house right now. So I'm not just saying it's a great time to buy. I'm living it myself. So interest rates are extremely low. And I think that's something important because people don't realize how large an effect interest rates have when you're purchasing a house. So yes, when you're financing a $30,000 or $40,000 car, 1% in interest rate really doesn't have a huge effect. But when you're financing a couple $100,000 house, that has a huge effect on your monthly payment. I think I saw yesterday that if interest rates right now are at 2.875 and you're buying a $350,000 house, roughly a $1,400 a month payment on that. If interest rates go up to 3 1/3 or 3.25, the max that you can afford on a house is $325,000. So that's a $25,000 difference in just a half point that's going to affect. So something to think about there, both on the buy side and sell side. On the sell side, buyers will have less affordability for your home. And if you are on the buy side, it's going to affect your buying power. It's going to affect how much house you can buy. So something to keep in mind there as we start to see interest rates creep up. Not that you should rush into anything. I never take the pressure approach. I simply try to guide people, provide my best and honest opinion. But if you are considering getting into the market in the next couple months, it might be something where you want to jump into sooner rather than later. So yes, we talk about a lot of multiple offer situations on houses, and yes, the price can get driven up. So do you want to buy those houses? Maybe, but here's the deal. If you can get the home if you can find the right home at the right price for you and your family, why not pull the trigger on it? If you find the right one, pull the trigger on it. But the thing is, you just got to be ready to pull the trigger. You got to have your credit score where it needs to be. You got to have your down payment ready, and you got to be ready to pull the trigger when everything is ready to go. So, sorry, I'm messing up here. When you get into these multiple offer situations, you don't necessarily have the time to think for a couple of days on what might be a good offer, or try and get that pre-approval done once you find the right house. You really need to have that stuff done ahead of time. So when you do find that right house at the right price for you and your family, you're ready to act on it. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is how to get these multiple offer situations won. And to this, for this, I want to talk about, this is going to help both agents and home buyers. Okay. I see Lauren Thompson, my sister-in-law. She's a realtor in the Auburn, Alabama area. She commented pre-approval is a must, and she knows she's another realtor in the Auburn, Alabama area. So if you guys are in that area, reach out to her. She's a great agent. One more thing I want to talk about though is how to get your multiple offer situations won, both if you are a buyer's agent and if you are a buyer. So number one thing, if the listing agent does not know who you are or they do not like you, your chances of getting your offer accepted are going to reduce dramatically. Okay? So the goal is to get in front of them, give them a call, introduce yourself. So something I always do is when I call, I say, hey, this is Joe Vonnerschmidt with Century 21. I introduce myself. I tell them a little bit about my client. And at the end of the phone call, I say my name again. Hey, again, this is Joe Vonnerschmidt with Century 21. So my name gets in their head one last time, because when you're talking with 25 different agents, it's so easy just to not even pay attention to who you're talking to on the phone. So you really want to stand out. You want to get in front of them, but you don't want to be too pushy, because if you get too pushy, they do not like you. And that's where the second part comes into play. If they do not like you, your chances of getting your offer accepted is going to reduce dramatically. You got to kiss their butt a little bit. And that's just being honest. You got to say to them, hey, what will it take to get this deal done? I say that to agents all the time. And I think something to keep in mind is no questions are off limits when you're talking with a listing agent. I will straight up ask agents, hey, if we offer this price, will our offer get accepted? The worst that they can say is, I can't answer that question, but it's worth a shot. So no questions are off limits. But I let them know we are serious about buying the house. What will it take to get this deal done? And a lot of times people will tell you, because they want to work with you. They want to work with somebody who's going to communicate well. So I see Jared is tuned in. He's a great realtor down in the Noonan, Peachtree City area. So Jared, I appreciate you being on, man. So does anybody have any questions before we get off here today? Just want to pop in here for about 15 minutes. We're going to be doing this weekly every Wednesday at 8 a.m. A Cup of Joe is what we're going to be calling it. And again, if you guys would like your own Cup of Joe coffee mug, it's got our logo on the front, team logo on the back. I would be more than happy to send any of these to you guys. I've got a whole bunch of them made from our marketing department. But for now, that is going to be all. If you guys have any questions, once I pop off of here, you're watching this recorded. Afterwards, message me. Would be more than happy to help you however I can. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next week, Wednesday at 8 a.m. live for A Cup of Joe.